I'm Chris. Welcome to this week's tutorial. Let's draw together. In this week's tutorial, we'll be drawing a watercolor flower composition in Procreate, and I'm sure you can create this too if you follow along all the way to the end of the video. If you feel rushed, don't worry, just hit pause or rewind to catch up and save this video to your library so you can have some practice in the future if you need it. So today I'll be using all free brushes. One is found in Procreate, but the other one I've made for you, and you can find it in the description below. And don't forget, once you finish this entire video, to share it on Instagram and tag me in the image as well as the description so I can find your artwork and feature you here in the next Draw Together video. So for this video, I've made you a free color palette as usual, just in case you'd like to use the exact same colors I'll be using today. And you can just tap on the link in the video description below and you'll find it there, along with some other free goodies and links to the shop and all that kind of good stuff, as well as that brush I mentioned. So let's get started by just making a new canvas. It's just screen size and 300 DPI and sRGB. So let's start with getting these roses going. So if you just want to pick the lightest pink here, and I'm going to go and grab this brush. Now the free brush I've just put into my water folder. You can put it wherever you want. I'm just going to be using this free brush and this water bleed as well. So I just thought I'd put it there for convenience sake. So what we're going to do with this rose is I'm going to just make my brush about size 15% and have it at 100% opacity. So what we're going to start with, it's just a little, well, they're just lines really, but they are overlapping and curved in a certain way. So let's go. What you're going to do is just go a little C and then a little interlocking C. So that's like the start of the close together buds. Now here you'll see there's like a little opening here and an opening there, and every time we see that, we're gonna cover it with another petal. So I'm gonna just go with another little petal there. And then their openings are here and here, so I'm gonna cover them again. All right, that's probably, maybe one more here. Probably good for the first one. And so we can do another one, and I'm just gonna put it on another layer just so I can move it around when we wanna arrange some things. So again, we're just gonna do the little interlocking C's and then just keep going around. Putting a little bit of pressure more on the center to make it a little thicker. Maybe that makes it look a little bit like on the side. Oops. There, I think that's good. And then I'm gonna make one more, I think. Yes, let's see. Maybe I'll try to make this look a little bit more of a bud type thing. So again, just the interlocking C's. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more on its side. See if this works. So I'm just trying to make the base, how that would sort of go there. I think that kind of works. We make it a little bit bigger. There, so it's kind of a little bit of a bud on its side. So now since we have these on our all different layers, we can go and arrange them. So I'm going to grab that third layer, the bud, and just grab my arrow. Oops, and not do that. Grab the arrow, maybe do it like this. And I'm going to grab that second layer, grab the arrow, and just turn it. Maybe we'll just tuck it in there like that. Again, maybe I'll just move this guy like that. Actually, I'm gonna tuck this guy way more in here. Make him a little smidge bigger and just kind of get him in there, I think. Yeah, maybe more like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab all these guys and put them more in the center of my canvas. Lovely. Okay, so now it's time for some foliage. So let's just add a new layer. Grab that light green and just have your pen at about 8%, and we're just gonna add some leaves here. So I'm just gonna use my pressure just to make the shapes. So I'm just gonna do light pressure and then heavy pressure. Actually, you know what? I want this at about 12. Light pressure, heavy pressure, and kind of like that. I can connect these with some little stems here too. Maybe I'll do that. Perfect. That's a little bit much. Yeah. All right, I think that's good. And then I'm gonna grab the brown and I'm just gonna grab, make another layer and just put some leaves in here. So just your typical leaf shape. I'm just gonna leave a little bit of white there too. All right, I'm gonna leave that for now. And then I'm gonna bring in some more berries and I'm gonna just create another layer and just grab that purple. and just really do a few circles. All right, and then with the darker pink color that we have, I'm just gonna do a few different sizes here. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it like, kind of just pushing, just starting with light pressure and then really heavy pressure, just to make these sort of teardrop shapes. Maybe like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back to this layer here. We have the brown and the green on here. Actually, I said I wanted a brown layer, but it seems that it went on the green layer, but that's okay. We can just add a new layer, grab that brown, and I'm gonna bring the size of the brush down to about 2%, just so we can do sort of these little sticks. And I'm just gonna connect them together. Oops. Actually, I'll do these two. I'm just kind of making some darker areas just sort of here. Kind of create that base. Oops. Okay, so we have all our stems there. That looks good. Okay, next I'm going to think I'm gonna just do some sort of more subtle little leaves in the background. So I'm just gonna create a new layer and pop that down to 50% and grab the light green and pop this up to about 12% the size. And I'm just gonna do some subtle leaves in the background, just sort of fill it in. Don't like that. Okay, so I've kind of shifted over this way, so I'm just gonna grab all my layers by swiping to the right, click on my arrow, and just bring everything into the center a little bit more. It just makes me happier. So I think we just need to add a little bit more depth. So I'm gonna go back to the brown layer, layer 6, and just, you know what, add just a few of these. Really simple little teardrops. Just here and there to kind of create a little bit more contrast. Yeah, I think that's better. Almost like a pattern, kind of, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it does. Sure. All right, and let's go to the green layer and grab that dark green. And maybe same, adding in a few here and there. That's better. So wherever you feel it's missing a little something. Okay, I think it's full enough. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you is just a little extras to take this to the next level. I think this looks good the way it is, but let's just do a little bit more. So I'm going to click on the top layer and I'm going to go to my wrench and click on add and go to insert file. So the file of the watercolor texture is in the description below, so you can grab that there and just say insert file. I've put mine in my Dropbox. Just going to grab my green handle and make it into this orientation and make it fill the canvas. Okay, so that doesn't do us very much good, but if we click on the layer, click on the N and go to multiply, it's going to give us that watercolor texture that just makes it look better. So in my opinion, more watercolory. And the next thing we're going to do, because it wouldn't be one of my tutorials without a clipping mask, you guessed it, we're going to make one. So I'm going to merge all of our roses together so it's just one layer, and then I'm going to put a layer on top. Click on it, click on clipping mask, and then I'm going to grab that darker pink And now, since I'm in my water section, I'm gonna go and grab that water bleed. So that is a Procreate brush. You should have it. I haven't changed any of the settings. It is just the way it normally is. So hopefully you have that. Let me know if you don't. Just gonna make this at about, I don't know, 30%, somewhere around there. And I'm just gonna go and just use these edges. Oops, I forgot to do one thing. I'm actually going to change this to multiply blending mode, and that makes a big difference. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and just kind of get some of these edges, and you can see it's just making that, you know, watercolor when it dries, it just has those, you know, little darker edges and stuff. And this is just going to give you some variation and some interesting colors, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. Gives it a different look, I think. So do this if you want to, certainly not necessary. But I think that just gives a different kind of more interesting look. Okay. So let me just see if I've got enough on here. So you can see this is with it, without, with it, without. So your choice if you like that look. And I'm going to go to the berry layer, same thing, clipping mask, change it to multiply, and just go ahead and add that extra bit to my berries and stuff here. And yes, I am just using the dark pink on here. It's all right, it works still. Okay, so then I'm going to go to this layer with my green and accidentally some of my brown on here, but that's all right. I'm gonna just give that a clipping mask, change it to multiply. I'm gonna grab the dark green and do that to these greeneries here. And I'm going to go and use this purple actually on the brown and just give it a little color variation here too. And you can actually bring that, I actually like purple on the green too. Just sometimes on the tips, I do this with a lot of my actual, like in real life watercolor. I add a little purple to the edges sometimes too. Because, well, you can see it in real life. It sometimes looks like that. Okay. So, and you can carry on, you can do, I'm not going to do the fainter ones. I'm just going to leave them as is. And what about these guys? No, the Twiggies can stay as they are. So I think that is it. I think we're done for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, I'd love it if you hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of new tutorials just like this one in the future. I post every Tuesday, and I'd love to see you back here. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.